objective for review. You're going to formulate linear equations and inequalities. That means you're going to given a problem-solving situation, some sort of real-world scenario where you have to set up a linear equation or inequality to represent that problem. Solve linear equations and inequalities, formulate and solve systems of linear equations, and you're going to interpret the systems of linear equations. So my question is, what does it mean when I have a solution to a system of linear equations? What is a solution? Where the points meet, or where they intersect. It's that coordinate point that they both have in common, okay? All right, how did you guys do with number 1? You okay on here? Yes. Okay, what was your answer choice? D. Good. Okay. Number 2, if y equals x over 2 plus 3 and y plus x equals 9, which ordered pair shows the values of x and y? What did you guys do to solve for this one? Why? Why did you plug them in?
We're not supposed to.
All you have to do is graph in your calculator. Plug it in, minus x on both sides, so I have y equals negative x plus 9. You should be graphing this one and graphing this one, and to determine their point of intersection. You don't have to sit, there's 5 answer choices here. You don't need to sit there and plug in every single number in here to figure out which one they both have in common. That doesn't make sense. That's more work. Please utilize those calculators to your advantage. You will be given a calculator on the test. Please, I can't stress it enough, please use those calculators. Do not waste your time trying to plug numbers in and solve, okay? All you're doing is solving for y, you're just moving stuff over to the other side. Do you see how I did that here? Yes, negative x plus 9. Because that negative is a sign for the x. Okay? Okay, what about this one? You guys okay with number 3?
Yes.
I know that we're looking at a perimeter, so we have to find the width. Okay? Perimeter equals 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. So if she purchased 425 feet of fencing and she plans to use exactly that amount, that's a he.
But it's also she.
It's just like in the little packet.
It's okay. And she plans to use that exactly the amount. Say he's
Okay.
Maybe he is like construction.
And she plans.
Yeah, it's really weird.
People need to learn how to.
Why are people
Okay, whatever. Okay, so I know that I have 425 equals 2L plus 2W. What's the length?
175.
So, and they set that up for you already. 125 equals 2 times. They're not always going to set this up for you. That's why I'm showing you how to set it up on your own. 2 times 175. Oh, that's right. We're not. This is a river. Never mind. Let me erase that. Okay. And plus 2W. What do I have to do to solve? Subtract 175 on both sides. What's 425 minus 175? Okay. Equals 2W, then what do I do?
Divide by 2.
Divide by 2 is 250 divided by 2. Okay, now you're going to answer this in a griddable form. So you could put 125 here, or you could put 125 here. Okay, it doesn't matter as long as you indicate that it is in fact a whole number. Okay, and that it's positive. Does that make sense?
Yes.
There are 5 grippables on that test.
On the ESC?
Yeah, 5 of them. If you put that griddable in incorrectly, it's wrong, even if you have the right answer. If you bubble it in wrong, it's
How many
wrong.
questions on the ESC again?
Okay, the thing with state exams is that they'll have your regular set of questions at 54 set or 55 set, plus 8 to 10 pilot questions. Now those 8 to 10 pilot questions, you're like a test group, okay? They're testing and they do it on every standardized test. When you take the ACTs, they do it. When you take the SATs, they do it. When you take the standardized test to get into college, that's what they do. There's at least 10 extra set of questions that they test for that year to determine which questions were appropriate, which ones were not valid, which ones were invalid, or valid, which ones were invalid. Does that make sense? So you're only going to be scored on about 54 to 55 questions, but you will probably be given 60 to 64 questions on the test. Okay? That's why I say use your calculator. Do not waste your time trying to plug numbers in when all you need to do is graph it. Yes, ma'am.
For the gridables, okay, so if let's say you put like in a number or whatever, can you put the number on each side of the
Yes,
gridable?
as long as you indicate that it's a whole number.
So,
Yeah, you have 4 hours. Okay? They're debating whether or not I'll even be in the testing room, so just FYI. I might not be the second testing administrator. Okay, Jay wants to buy a boat for $5,700. Without having to go through all of this, based on the graph, what is the number of additional weeks that Jay will have to save before he can afford to purchase the boat? How did you guys go about solving this?
Oh, the graph and saw where it was $5,700.
yeah,
Okay.
5,700.
Okay, so you guys got what number?
15.
Okay. All you're doing is interpreting the graph. Delia's mom is 28 years older than Delia and 3 times as old as Delia's brother Travis. If the sum of the ages of Travis and the 2 children's mom is 60, how old is their mom? Obviously, I know she's not 15 years old. Okay. 31 years. If you're 28 years older, if you're, well, the child would be how old? 3. Okay. Which means Delia is 3 times as old as her brother Travis, which means her brother would have been 0 years old. But the sum of the ages of Travis and the 2 children's mom is 60, so that doesn't make sense. Okay, so that's not an answer choice. So it's either 32 or 45. What did you guys get for your answer?
45.
45, and how did you solve it? Yes.
Okay, so we divided 45 divided by 3 to get 15, and then we added 45 plus 15 to get 60.
Okay.
And then I'm taking like 3 times older.
Okay. Yeah. No.
What I did was when I was reading through it, I was putting like the what plus what equals what, like.
Okay. Like so,
I
you wrote an equation. Stop the talking.
So the mom's age equals Delia's plus 28, and then I put M equals 3 Travis,
Okay.
and then mom plus Travis equals 60.
Sorry, that's supposed to be a plus sign. Okay.
And then so I put that so it says mom equals 3T, so on the M plus T equals 60, I put 3T plus T equals 60, and then I divided it, and I got 15 years, so Travis would be 15 years old, and
Okay.
I went back to the 4T equals 60,
Good.
so I did 15 times 4, which would equal 60.
Okay, so you solved a system.
I mean 45.
Essentially, is what you did. So this is a system of equations. Yes, ma'am.
Can you automatically cross out that Joey thinks you're being used out
Right.
Yeah.
Wait, is there an easier way to solve that?
Yeah.
Process of elimination, working backwards, writing the equations to solve. If you want me to go over it with you step by step, stay with me after school. Okay. Let's see. You guys okay for number 6?
Is it B? Yeah, I need help with that. It's not B.
C. You guys, how do I graph an inequality to figure out what my solutions are? Let's say I have 7h plus 3j is greater than or equal to 9. What is the very first thing I told you guys, if you remember, about graphing or solving for an inequality?
You have to backspace to get. Wait, are you talking about on your calculator?
You get, well, first I have to solve for j.
Subtract J.
Now, Mickey was saying to solve for j, right? But it's not as in-depth as this answer choice. If I solve for j, I'm going to treat this like an equation. Okay? Does that make sense? So if I treat this like an equation and I solve for j, because it's pretty much written as 7x plus 3y greater than or equal to 9. They just use different variables there. Okay? So I'm going to subtract 7h on both sides. So then I have 3j is greater than or equal to 9 minus 7h. Then I have to do what to get j by itself? Divide by 3 on both sides. So then I have j is greater than or equal to 3 minus 7h. Now, I have this. What does this greater than or equals to sign represent on a graph?
There's a shape or
It's equals to, right? So the line is solid. Solid. That means my solutions are going to lie on the line. So I know 3 is my y-intercept. Okay. My slope, whoops, I forgot 7/3, my bad. My slope is 7/3. Okay, so it goes like this. What part of the graph am I shading? Above or below?
above.
Below.
Above. This j is greater than everything else. That means whatever solution is going to be greater than or equal to
The cup fell off.
j. Hold on.
She touched it.
Based off of everything we just did, what is your answer choice?
C.
Go. Okay.
Elder brother asked me teachers. I don't trust you.
Okay, how are you guys doing on this one?
That one is
Good.
6.0.
What did you guys get?
6.
6. If I do 6, I just put my 6 here. You could do 6.0, okay, or 00. Okay, alright, moving on. 8. Ralph and Samantha find solutions to the linear inequality x minus 3y is less than or equal to -12 and write several of the solutions in ordered pairs. Here are the table of values that could represent a solution to the inequality. Aside from plugging values in that first period did, you need to be able to graph this equation. X minus 2y is less than or equal to -12 in your calculator. So I'm going to subtract x on both sides. So 3y. Thank you. So I'm going to subtract x on both sides. So I have -3y is less than or equal to -x minus 12. Then what do I have to do? Divide by -3. What happens when I divide an inequality by negative? Switch the sign, flip it. So y is greater than or equal to negative divided by negative is a positive. -12 divided by -3 gives us a +4. This is what you should be graphing in your calculator. Looking at your graph, you're going to look at your table of values, determine which lie on the line or above. So if I have it here, here's my intercept.
When do you flip the sign?
When you divide by negative, you flip the sign. Okay?
How do you know when the divide by
How do you know when I what?
How do you know whether it's divide or
Okay, so which table of values lies above and or on our line?
C.
C?
Yes.
Okay. You guys ready?
Yes.
Okay, moving on. This one's easy. It's giving you a graph of a system. What is the solution to the system?
B.
Okay. -2, 3. You ready? Tanya and Deborah are sisters. The total of their two ages is 19. So that means Tanya plus Deborah equals 19. However, Deborah's age is 5 less than 3 times Tanya's age. Okay? So that means Deborah's age is 5 less than 3 times Tanya's age. Okay? So what is automatically just looking at your answer choices, which one gives you T plus T equals 19?
B.
B. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Moving on. How'd you guys do for number 11?
8.5.
8.5.
Okay, how did you get 8.5?
Start with 6.
Okay, so we solved a system of linear equations. So that means a popular brand of bottle is 50 cents more than twice as much as the similar size. That means 2S plus 50 cents. Okay? If one bottle of the popular brand and one bottle of the store brand together cost $12.50, what is the cost of one bottle of the popular brand? So that means P plus S equals $12.50. Okay? I've already solved. P is solved for already. Okay? Is that what you got, Brianna? Okay. So you're solving the system to figure out what is the cost of just one bottle of the popular brand. Does that make sense? So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this equation, and I want to solve for S. The reason why I want to solve for S is because I want to plug everything in that S equals here, so I get P by itself. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So I have P equals 2S, that's an S, not a 5, plus 50 cents. I'm going to subtract 50 cents on both sides. So I have P minus 0.5 equals 2S. Then what do I do? Divide by 2. So I have 1/2 P, what's 0.5 divided by 2?
0.25.
By 2.5 equals S. Now I can take all of this and plug it in. Hold on, we're all the way up here. Sorry. I'm going to extend my page. You guys ready? So now I have P plus 1/2 P minus 0.25. Yeah, sorry, there's not E. Hold on.
Oh, I get it now. You're plugging in.
Yes. That is not an eraser. Okay, equals what? 12, what was it again? 12.50. Okay? Now I'm going to combine like terms. What's 1P plus 1/2 of P? 1.5P. Okay? Now that I've combined like terms, I want to move this 25 cents over. Plus 0.25 plus 0.25. So now I have 1.5P equals 12.75. Then I'm going to divide by 1.5 on both sides. Okay? What's 12.75 divided by 1.5? $8.50. Okay? Does everybody understand how we got that? You ready, Noelle?
Yes.
So basically, it's just you take the information off the problem, put it in this solve.
I like the top equation, plug it in for E on the bottom, and solve for S.
Yeah, you can do it that way. Okay, 850. I'm gonna enter it in 8.50. Make sure you bubble it in correctly. Okay.
We have to add the 0 also.
You don't have to add the 0 at the end, but I do it anyways just in case. Okay. You guys ready?
Yes.
Hold on. How are you guys doing on number 12?
1.45.
Yeah, 1.4.
That's right. It's $1.45. Another gradable. 1.45. If you don't understand how we solve this, please see me during advisory or after school today. Okay?
Okay, yeah.
I'm limited on time. Ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Number 13.
425.
Okay, I actually got this on my own. I just wanted to say that. I did it
The monthly fee for a mobile phone.
Like,
This table is driving me crazy. You guys won't stop talking. It's like in my ear. Okay. The monthly fee for a mobile phone is $29.50 for the first 400 minutes and 10 cents per minute for each additional minute after 400 minutes. Oh, that was a mouthful. Bobby has budgeted $32 for this month's bill. If she stays within her budget, what is the maximum number of minutes that Bobby can talk?
400.
Yes.
I just made 30 I did was subtract 32 minus 25.5, then I divided that by 0.10, and that's how I got the answer.
Okay, so 32 minus $29.50 gives you how much left over?
Yeah, 250.
$2.50. Then what?
You divide that by 0.10.
Because you got to divide by that additional 10 cents. Okay?
Yeah.
That means essentially I have 250 divided by 10. So I got to move that decimal out of the way. How many times does 10 go into 250?
25 times.
you move the decimal.
So then you add 25.
And then what?
You add 25 plus 400. Because that's the additional minutes and then that's 50.
There you go.
Yep, that's what I did, you guys.
Good job. Okay? Fill it in 4, 2, and 5. Ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're almost done. The graph of negative 2x minus y equals 6 is shown below. Which point is not a solution to the inequality? Basically what they did was they took this equal sign and they turned it into an inequality. Which point is not a solution? What happens when I have just a less than or greater than symbol?
The points are not in the line.
It's going to be a dashed or dotted line, which means our point cannot lie on the line, okay? So here's the inequality. They graphed it for you, okay? Which one of these is not a solution? 0, 0. That's a solution, so that's not an answer choice. What about 0, negative 6?
It's in the line.
Is it on the line?
Yes.
So that would be our answer choice, okay? Does that make sense?
Yes,
Most of these are just
Yes. Okay, how'd you guys do on number 15?
I didn't do that. I got B.
It's just like a really easy.
Okay, Ricardo, explain how you got this.
It says, she drove from Lakeside thing to Sherwood Park, and then that's 8 miles, and then she drove, or boated to the green light.
Okay.
Well, and then that's 10 miles, so she didn't say she rested, because I thought there was a time in between the two voyages. There's not. So
Okay.
it's 18 miles, and she said she went 8 miles an hour. So you
Okay.
kind of just have to divide 18 by 8.
Good.
And it's not 8, because that one just doesn't make sense. I don't think it would be 8, because that's a really small leap.
Okay.
And,
So 8 goes into 18.
yeah, so I just did 8 times 2 is 16, and then to get to 18, that's 2, which is a quarter of 8.
Good. Okay. Man. That was not difficult. I don't even know if that was an algebra problem. I could probably give that to my academic kids. No, it wasn't.
It was like the
Okay, you guys ready?
It was like unnecessary.
Yes.
Last problem. Terry and a group of friends are going to see the latest science fiction movie at their theater. Ooh. They want to buy popcorn and drinks. When they get there, they decide they will get the most for the money by pooling and buying the large sizes. The large sacks of popcorn cost $4. That's pretty accurate. Each including tax, and the large sodas cost $2.50 each including tax. The total of their pooled money is $60. To determine how many large sacks of popcorns P and how many drinks they can buy, Terry and her friends use the inequality 4P plus 2.5D is less than or equal to 60. Which of the following graphs correctly indicate the range Terry and her friends have for how many of each item they can purchase? What I would do is I would solve for D, okay? So I would say 4P plus 2.5D is less than or equal to 60. Subtract 4P on both sides, so I've got 2.5D. My thing's messing up. Hold on. 2.5D is less than or equal to 60 minus 4P. Then what do I do? It's a 2. Divide by 2.5. Okay. Okay, good. So D is less than or equal to, which one of these shows you a graph that is shaded below the region? So it's either this one or this one. And cross out B and D, process of elimination. What is 60 divided by 2.5?
30. It's bigger than 30. That's just dead common sense.
24.
Thank you. Okay. I'm not going to do the rest of this. I know my intercept is 24 for the y-axis. Which one gives me an intercept of 24? Bam. Here are the answer choices. Double check all of your work. What?
E is
What's
y-axis.
It's because P is a y-axis, like over there.
It's
It's labeled over there.
Oh, it's labeled weird. Oh.
Yeah.
Hey guys, pay attention to your x and y axis. Good call. I know.
Come on, Miss Skinner.
Hey, I'm glad you checked it. Good job. It's C. Because they labeled this as P and this is D, I didn't see that part. Does that make sense? We solved for D.
That's what I did.
So our intercept for D was at 24, which is C right here. Does that make sense, Alondra? Yeah. So they tricked you on that one. Okay? All right, check your answers, please.
I did all of them and I got most of them.
This recording will be on Edmodo.